Last time out at Richmond Raceway, we saw a chaotic race with a ton of mechanical failures and even a couple of tire failures as well. But at the end of the night, it was Chris Jericho getting his second win on a short track, and he is starting to become a championship favorite as we approach the halfway point of the season. Here tonight, for the first time ever in the Powerade Truck Series, we are at Nashville Superspeedway for race 7 on the season and for the AutoZone 200 in the Music City. What's up everyone, it's Boyan's Racing 97 aka Nathan Stapleton, and welcome to Nashville Superspeedway for the first time ever in the Powerade Truck Series. And if it's anything like we saw in JBL Cup and Krispy Kreme National during the summer, then we could be in for a treat. About 25 laps on fuel in a 38 lap race here tonight, and it will be about 2 seconds of fall off, I should say. So definitely gonna manage with stuff. We got Charlie back up here in the booth, and welcome to the first time ever at Nashville with the Truck Series.
Yeah, Nathan, I'm excited to be here in the Music City for this race at Nashville. The first time Powerade Truck Series will be here, and we got a fun one up ahead. Last week at Richmond, we saw a lot of mechanical failures, so we'll see if that takes effect here today, this week. But the team's strategy and all that has been questionable. We saw at Pocono, the strategy was all out of whack there. Then we had mechanical issues last week, so we'll see how it plays out here at Nashville. But Emily York Watson on the pole, a very impressive rookie. We'll see what they're able to do with it, but we got the points leader, Logan Williams, on their outside, and then we got Chris Jericho, who got his second win last week, and he is on a roll when it comes to momentum. So this 02 been very impressive so far in their rookie season, but they have a lot of people around them that are very hungry and are going to make it a long night for this 02 team.
Absolutely. Watson, Emily York Watson has been very flashy up to this point. Not really up front all the time, but towards the end of these races gets up to the front when it matters most, and that's why that 02 team, with John Anders as the team owner, is in third place in the standings. And you mentioned Logan Williams, second in points, starts second here tonight with 5 top 10s, but he only has 1 top 5 in the first 6 races. And Chris Jericho with 2 wins now, 4th in points, starts third. But however, here tonight, starting in 22nd position, is that point leader of Juan Garcia in the number 7. So he's going to have a lot of work to do. Nick Lopez starts up front, and Carson Miller's 6th in points starts all the way back in 29th. This is a narrow racetrack. You really want to be on the inside lane, but like I touched on it at the start of the show, there's going to be 2 seconds of tire fall off, and it's going to kick off about 6 laps in. So we're not going to push tires for that long. How do these drivers have to tackle here with that one with a fairly aggressive tire and only about 24-ish laps on fuel?
Yeah, this is going to be a crazy day when it comes to pit strategy, and yeah, that 2-second fall off for tires is going to really have to make these guys really be conservative early on and just not use up their stuff too quickly. But that's easier said than done. But it's proven in early races this season, if you're able to save your stuff, you'll be in a good position at the end of this race. So we'll see what guys are able to do it here tonight at Nashville. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the strategy plays out once again. Hopefully not as chaotic as we saw at Pocono. Hopefully these teams hone it in a little bit, but that remains to be seen.
And hopefully we don't have any mechanical issues like we did at Richmond last week. We gotta see how it all goes out. Juan Garcia is still a point leader. 10 points behind him is outside poster of Logan Williams. 11 points behind is Emily York Watson. Chris Jericho, 2-time winner, is in 4th, minus 20. Nick Lopez in 5th, minus 24. Carson Miller and Duncan Ward tied for 6th, minus 30. Matthew Burnett in 8th, minus 33. And Jonathan Long and Felicity Mendoza are tied for 9th in the standings, minus 38. Still very tight. And here is the top 10 for the AutoZone 200. On the pole is still in points Emily York Watson in the 02. and Logan Williams in second. Chris Jericho, 2-time winner this season, he starts third. Shane Kane has been really good at these short tracks so far. This is kind of a hybrid of a short track and mile and a half. Gotta see what that 13 truck can do. AutoZone is the only spotted driver that's not won yet this season. Spotted won 3 out of the first 6. Can Will make it 4 out of the first 7 here tonight. Nick Lopez with a great one last week at Richmond and got the pole there. Starts in the 6th position. 7th is Boom is in the number 5. 8th is last season champion of Jordan Stout. And then right at the top 10 is Duncan Wood and Angel Gutierrez in the number 41. 38 laps on tap, 24-ish laps on fuel, 2 seconds to fall off. Alright, Charlie, for the first time ever here at Nashville Superspeedway in the Powerade Truck Series, who's the pit to win the AutoZone 200?
I think it's going to be that 71 of Alexander Rowe. Like we mentioned before, earlier in this broadcast, Spire Motorsports and Matthew Huber have been very strong this season, but the rookie Alexander Rowe has yet to get to victory lane, so I think he's going to join his veteran teammates Juan Garcia and Chris Jericho, and he's going to be in victory lane here today for the first time in the Music City.
Not bad pit right there whatsoever. I would say that he probably should have won already. He could have won at Oswego. He could have won at Richmond last week until the motor went south on him. He was dominating in that one. So we gotta see if maybe third time will be the charm for Alexander finally here today at Nashville. But we gotta see of how it all goes down. You want to have a long one truck here tonight. 2 seconds to fall off like we said multiple times. And it's going to start off fairly early on in the one. So gotta see of how it goes down. And we gotta see the National Series race had a lap 1 crash. The Cup Series did not early in the summer. And we gotta see what goes down. Race 7 on the scene. Emily, York Watson, and local millions will lead us to the green. The first time ever we are trucking in the Music City, and we are going for AutoZone 200. The 3 and 4 for the first time tonight. It will be 1-2 for the Spire Trust kind of like Richmond last week, but flip-flopped. It will be Jericho. Only lap number 1 getting a bonus point towards the championship very early on. That's very crucial. Rim is now going side by side with his teammate for the 3rd place spot. And we're going to see this all night long. The inside of the lanes where you want to be. We also got to save up the tires if we're fast on the short one. You might not be fast later on. And Abel Shane Kane on the move. Josh Williamson, Nicholas Sam Deal, a lot of drivers on the move here on that number 2.
Yeah, very interesting start to this race. Chris Jericho quickly got that 0-2 of York Watson moved out the way, and now York Watson is just drifting back now, just outside the top 10 actually. But now back up ahead. You see that 13 of Shane Kane making the move on 11, and there goes Logan Williams as well, making the move on his teammate. He's going to have a great run coming out of his corner. He may give Kane a look here. But a lot of Tricon garage trucks in this top 10 as he's going to now make a move on Kane. So there goes Logan Williams, second in points. A great day to gain points on that 7 of Juan Garcia. And he might be looking to get this number 5 as well of William Ayers.
And the thing for Logan Williams this year, he dominated in Cup, dominated in National, but he didn't win a title in either one of them. And he has 18 wins now on the channel, but he's never won, shockingly, in the Powerade Truck Series. Could today be the day for him? And if he does, that would be 6 top 10s in the first 7 races. Right now, it is basically Richmond all over again. Well, all over the back bumper of his teammate Chris Jericho, who's won 2 races already, and he's going to go side by side for the race lead.
Alexander Rowe now looking to the inside of Chris Jericho. Jericho's got 2 wins on the season, and he's going to clear him now. So there goes Rowe to the lead. Going to drift up the track a little bit, but there goes Ayers now, making a pass back on his teammate Logan Williams. But now that 71 of Alexander Rowe moves into the lead, and now can he drive away from it, or will that 77 of Jericho get right to the back of him like Jericho did on the start to York Watson and get them out the way will be the question. And that 17 now stuck on that outside line and drifting back. So Nathan, early on in this race, it looks like that outside line is not the preferred spot. As soon as you give up that inside line, you're just going to drift all the way back.
Absolutely. Here at Nashville, especially here, the outside lane does not really work out, and you got to get to the bottom as soon as possible, and unfortunately Sam Dio's going to get down to the inside for Logan Williams, and that's going to cost him a spot. We gotta see what Ayers can do. He's had some solid ones. He's not gone a top 10 yet, but he's been close. I think he got a top 12 at Richmond last week, so he's trying to surge up to the front. And how about Josh Williamson? He was having a good one until a tire blew out for him. He's 20th in the point standings. And then we can't talk anything more about Sam Leo than what the bad luck start to the season he's had. He's another driver, like, well, could have won multiple times this season, but he's not gone to fit through the lane yet in the number 99.
Yeah, Nicholas Samadio. If you tuned in just a little bit to some of these races, you would think Samadio is doing quite good, but he has run into a lot of bad luck. He gets into these situations where he's running pretty good in the middle of the race, and then something happens. So Samadio now making a pass on Williamson, while up ahead, that number 5 of William Ayers, starting to build a little bit of a gap between him and the top 2, and there goes Logan Williams now looking back to the inside of Shane Kane. But yeah, these leaders are starting to drive away a little bit, so once again it could be a Spire show up front like we saw last week, and that 71 Alexander Rose starting to gap the team a little bit. But the question we have to ask is, are these guys using their stuff up, or are they being conservative and they're just that fast? And with the tire fall off here at Nashville, you have to wonder how much some guys are going to use their equipment compared to the others, and as they're getting awfully racy, it's going to be something to look at later in this race.
Absolutely, and I think maybe someone like Sam Dio, he's slowly making his way up to the front, about halfway.
I think he's using a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, he's definitely using a lot of stuff in the middle of the field one, about 24 laps, so let's see if Sam Dio can get up to the top 2. He's going to have a 1 for the third place spot here, and he's going to send it on William Ayers. For the third place spot, is 25 back off turn number 2. The outside lane is better as the one goes on, side by side for the third place spot, side by side between Ayers' 2 teammates of Williams and Abel in the back. And that would be Sam Dio taking third on that number 10.
Yeah, and now Nicholas Samadio is going to move to third, and now he's going to look to chase down this 71 and 77, but I do think for sure this 99 is using a lot of his equipment up right now. You saw the run he got on that number 5, and it was pretty big. I mean, it could have been a straight run. That 99 is just fast here at Nashville, but I don't know. I feel like Samadio might be using it up just a little bit too much here, and we'll have to see how aggressive he is here as we move on, as he's going to be trying to chase down those guys up front, but he's going to have that number 5 behind him as well. But also, I think behind there, I saw that 41 and all the way in the back of the pack, and I mean, they were started pretty decent in this race, and there goes that 02 of York Watson now making a huge lunge to the inside of that number 56 of Benny Watson, and the 19 as well.
That went a little bit wide on exit. I thought that was going to be 3 wide there. And how about both Watson, Benny Watson and Emily York Watson on the move? Watson has had a quiet season, to say so the less. He had a unfortunate tire failure last week at Richmond, but before that he was top 5 in the points. So he's had a very solid start for the veteran, and Watson's on the move. And how about Jordan Sell? It's been a rough start, but he is on the move as well. So many drivers are on the move, especially on these older tires now. In the middle of the one, Eve Ralford, Caleb Rose, Anthony Hernandez, Juan Duwani, and I think Logan Williams has dropped back on old tires, same as Shane Kane. And that is one thing we gotta watch out for. The comers and goers here today with the tire fall off, and it's not affecting the top 2 though. It's been all Roll and all Jericho here on that 14, with Sam Dio, Ayers, and Williamson running out the top 5.
No look now, Nathan, but that number 7 of Juan Garcia currently leading the point standings. Needs to gain points on that 17 of Logan Williams. He is coming into the picture now. Spire very fast this weekend, and obviously so far we got 2 of their trucks in the top 2, but here comes that number 7 of Garcia. It'll be very interesting to see what he does now, and if he has the pace to catch up to his teammates, but he doesn't want to use too much of his equipment, as we see right now, a lot of guys are doing that, and they're drifting back. And I'm going to assume the 71 and 77 aren't, because they're doing really well so far, and they're driving away, but it doesn't look like they're having any fall-off either when it comes to it. About a 4-second gap between that 71 and 99 of Samadio right now. And look at that
Definitely.
91 of Caleb Rose as well.
Yeah, how about Caleb? He's basically, the driver that's had the worst luck this year is Caleb Rose, and he's flipped, he's had mechanical issues, he's gotten involved in multiple crashes, but he looks fast on this long one, gonna make it 3 wide on York Watson and his teammate Jordan Stalin. And Caleb Rose might be one of those drivers that I mentioned might be saving himself for the long one here, and he's flying in that number 91 for McInally. And same can be said for maybe guys like Benny Watson, Josh Williamson as well. But I'm just impressed with how much speed these spot trucks constantly have week in, week out. This series is very, very competitive. It has a mix of Cup and National. But these two, and Spa as a whole with Matt Buford, are easily the best team and maybe even the best drivers here in the Truck Series this season. But we're not even halfway through and we still have a pit stop, and that can mean everything here. Because with the fall off, Charlie, these guys gotta think, do you want to pit early? Do you want to pit late? Do you want to take 2 tires, 4 tires? That pit stop here in about 8 laps is going to mean all the difference for this race win.
I think if you're the Spire team, I think you may, well, like we said in 8 laps, but I think probably when that gap starts to fall off a little bit, this is probably when they want to bring it in. But right now, it doesn't look like anything's really falling off. We'll see as they come back around here in a second. But Williamson, Samadillo, Ayers, all been staying in this little bubble here between these three. And they haven't really gained much or lost much, honestly. So we'll see as we come through here. But if it increases to 5 seconds, that's going to be amazing. But, I mean, it's been staying pretty much similar here. And now, yeah, it is increased to 5 seconds. So they're still gaining time miraculously. So I don't know what that 71 or 77 has under their engines. I'm not going to suspect anything. But they are doing very good here today. And there goes that number 99 of Samadillo, now challenging the number 5 here, maybe trying to look to the inside. And these two might not want to battle right now as they want to They want to chase this 71 and 77 down. But it looks like Samadillo is going to get the pass off as now Ayers is he going to let it off a little bit? Yeah, that number 99 should be able to clear him going into turn 1 unless that 5 attempts to switch back.
Gonna try and send it on the outside. I mentioned that outside lane is better on old tires, but gonna slip up in turn 2. And if only this was the battle for the race win, this would be fantastic stuff, but it still is. It's just these spotter trucks are absolutely gone. But for a while, he does not want me to say this, but he was the lead at Richmond, and then he blew up. So anything is possible, especially in the last 2 months on this channel in particular. Ever since the end of Cup and National and the start of trucks, we've had a heck of a lot of mechanical issues. So gotta be careful of that and look at Williamson fly past Ayers on probably a little bit fresher tires late in this one, as he will take that spot. Great one from Williamson. He was one of the top 10 at Richmond, had a tire go down. Same with Ben Watson, top 15, top 10 at Richmond, and he had a tire go down. So both of these two are having a great one. And speaking of another one on fresher rubber late, Avery Alford is on the move, and same with Juan Dwyer. And now the point leader, Juan Garcia, from 22nd to 10th here on lap 22.
Yeah, Juan Garcia moving through the field very fast now as he's going to try to chase down that number 19, the Season 5 champion of Jordan Stout here. And he's already passed Logan Williams, his championship rival, you could say, as of now. So we'll see if Juan Garcia can keep moving through the field. And, whoa, it's getting very racy. They're slowing up a little bit. No, I thought that 52 might have been bringing it down for a second. But, yeah. Oh, wow. Ayers. I don't know what's going on with that number 5 truck, but he's falling off quite a bit now. Was battling for 3rd, but now he's falling off. So now there goes that number 98 of Avery Alford in that golden Road Ranger scheme. I haven't seen that one before. It looks very nice, but now he's going to get passed off on that number 5. So as we get later into this run, that 77 now may be gaining some time on that 71 here. That gap looks a little bit closer than earlier.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, oh, wow. Top 3/10, it looks like, off of his lead.
And that might have been something where Will was pulling away, and now late in this one, as we should be seeing pit stops right now, as the spot trucks of Will and Jericho dive it down onto the apron here. And seeing Leo, I like this call. He's going to pit as well, and the pit stops are open here at Nashville.
I wonder how much time. Oh, that's 77. Wow, he's going very. he chopped down a lot of time coming on the pit road there, closed the gap quite a bit. So that's going to be something to watch as we have this race on the pit road here. But that 71 and 77, they both came down at the same time. But that 77, knowing what the stakes are, you want to win the race off pit road too. So he's going to gain some time definitely off this pit stop. So you can see the gap right there. That's way closer than it was coming on. So an excellent stop there. And these two are nearly going to be back-to-back pit stops. So this is going to be fun to watch here. And we'll see how fast these crews go at it.
I would imagine it would be 4. No, it's going to be 2 tires. I was not expecting that. 2 tires for, whoa, 2 tires for the 77. I was not expecting that.
I don't know about that.
I'm very curious on what these guys are going to do depending on a lap later. If they're also going to take 2 tires, it's 2 seconds of fall off, so I would think 4 tires would be the way to go. But clearly, that is not the case here.
Long stop for that number 9. What went on that right side? I don't know, but they lost quite a bit of time as there goes that 56 of Watts and Ayers coming off as well. And I don't know about this 2-tire call here. This is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out here. As I don't know if those I guess left side tires are going to last with how much they're relying on that inside line.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. It's 2 seconds to fall off, and those left side tires are going to be burnt to shreds at the end of this race with these guys taking 2 tires instead of, well, I was expecting a 4. Now, the thing though is if anyone took 4 tires, that we don't think so, there are a few.
45.
The 43, the 45, 18, 25, so there's a couple.
To be honest, I like that call.
Yeah, I love it. Everyone's taking 2 tires. Might as well try something with some 4 tires like Cement Oskin and Zachary Fitzwater and others that we've not seen off one all day.
I think this is going to be a good call for these teams when it comes into the longer run. They're going to have way more fresher tires than these top trucks here. And wow, as I mentioned, that gap that we saw the 77 like chopped down coming on the pit road, it has grown once again. So this 71 in a row is really putting the pedal to the floor here early on. But will that fall off happen once again is the question. But yeah, those guys who took 4 tires, I like their stakes towards the end of this race because those inside tires are going to be fried by the end of this one. And it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. And hopefully we don't see any tires go down, but that is definitely a possibility at this point with the strategy calls here so far.
Yeah, very unique. I was not expecting that whatsoever. And it looks like it has cycled through, no issues so far here today. And I'm very curious, where is the highest driver with the older, well not older, with the newer tires? They're all back here. They did not really gain a lot of time. They lost all of it, so I don't think it's going to work out for them. I think 2 tires is just the way to go today, surprisingly. Roll out front, pulling away in the 71, trying to get some revenge from Richmond and Oswego. And he might be able to get his first win and spot his 4th win in the first 7 races. Jericho, I think he's not going to be the point leader, but he's going to be up there with Garcia, Williams, and Watson here. Sam Dio in 3rd, and then you got Ben Watson.
That was one thing I thought was interesting coming into this race when it came to the point standings. Although that 77 has some great runs so far with the 2 wins on the season, he doesn't look too good in points. That is very close there between that 91 of Caleb Rose, who's climbed all the way up to, it's going to be 7th in this race, or 6th in this race actually. And what a run! They start near the back, and they're going to take on this number 5. I have to wonder, did these guys take 4 tires here, Nathan?
Did the 91 and the 19 big brain, did they take 4 tires and I didn't know about it? Yes, they did.
Oh my gosh!
The 19,
like the call.
97, 02, 42, 15, 52, 22, and the 91 of Caleb Rose. They all some that took 4.
And I'll tell you, Nathan, it didn't take very long for that strategy call. Oh, contact! The 19 of Jordan Stout telling the 99 of Samadillo to get out the way as he is moving through. And these 2 McNally Racing trucks are now moving through the field here. and we thought it'd be a Spire show, but could we finish off with the McNally Racing top two if they're able to catch
Oh
up
my.
to the guys up ahead? And oh wow, I definitely think this is going to happen. And we're only about 5 laps off from the pit stops, not even maybe, yeah, about 5 laps or so. So the fall off did not take that long. Those inside tires are definitely burning up for these teams, and they might be hitting the panic button now as here comes the 91 of Caleb Rose and his teammate, the Season 5 champion of Jordan Stout, moving through the field.
This is what I thought everyone would do, but only about a third of the field took 4 tires, and you can just visually see the gap between the two McNally trucks and Jericho close in massively. I don't know if these two will have enough time to catch up with Allison in a row, but I think it's going to be at least a second and third place one for Caleb Rose and Jordan Stout. Rim is, then go same with D.L. Ben Watson, and this is just incredible. Sustry, he was one that took 4 tires, I'm pretty sure. And same with the 15 of Octavian Speeds, a tough season, and now he is now inside the top 10, or almost inside the top 10. This is incredible. I thought everyone was going to take 4 tires. That's not the case. Now with 4 laps to go, Rose is 3.5 seconds behind Alexander, so I think it's not really come out unless he gains that in 3 laps. But Rose is going to try something here, and he's going to get to the inside for the second place spot. Rose might have a shot with 3 laps to go. Can he make up over 3 seconds though?
Yeah, Nathan, and I think the whole McNally team was on board with this plan. So shout out to their strategists. We already saw on pit road the 43 of Cement take 4 tires. I'm not sure what Roberto Crown Jr. did in the number 18, but for sure the 91, 19, 43, they were all in the same game plan. With 3 laps to go, can the 91 of Caleb Rose get there to that number 71 of Alexander Rose? Will be another week of heartbreak for that 71 Spire team is the question, and there's a straightaway between these guys, and I think it could be enough time for these 2 trucks to make it through.
2 seconds, 2 laps. We gotta wait and see how this all plays out, and I think it's all 4 McNally trucks as well go way wide. He's really pushing it in the number 91 machine. But I don't know if it's going to be close enough. 2 tires versus 4 coming to the white flag. The Powerade 1 to go. Rose is trying to close it in too well. He definitely is. But I think he's going to be a lap or 2 short. The Powerade 1 to go for Alexander Rowe, and the number 71 is down to 1.5 seconds basically. So just a couple of laps short for Caleb Rose here. Through the 1 and 2 for the final time. Dominating day for Alexander Rowe. Split strategy, 2/3 of the field took 2, and 1/3 took 4. And if it was a couple more laps, who knows, it would have been Caleb Rose. A great second and third place one for Rose and Stout, but it will be Alexander Rowe with his first win of the season, winning at Nashville, and it will be 4 out of the first 7 races for Spire Motorsports.
What a win there for Spire Motorsports. Alexander Rowe finally goes victory lane. My pick to win. I was getting a little scared towards the end. I think we can agree, even if they won, not the right strategy call. You cannot put a performance like that, especially Spire, who's ran so good this season. You cannot put a performance like that in risk by making a strategy call like that. You got to take the 4 tires next time. They hold on, but I will say that 71 team and all of them got lucky. But congratulations, Alexander Rowe, getting his first win on the season, first win here in the Powerade Truck Series, a rookie this season. And, well, I think this is his first win in the Powerade Truck Series. But once again, just a great effort there for the 71 team. We saw them have a huge gap on their teammate here a couple times in this race, and we saw that when they came out of that pit cycle. Grew a huge gap, and as we are here at the end of the race, we can see that huge gap really paid off for that 71 team.
Absolutely, and I was not expecting that to be the case here today. I thought everyone was going to take 4 tires, but it was fairly split, and that's how it's kind of been. This season has surprised me with some of these strategy calls, but honestly, 4 tires was the way to go, because if this was 40 laps, if not 38, just 2 more laps, and I think Caleb was going to get Alexander Rowe there, and it was down to 1.1 seconds, but not quite close enough, but still a great one from that 91 team. getting a top 5 and getting second 30 from points. And then Jordan Stout, 4 tires. He is going to help his case a little bit because he was 16th in points and he's going to move up a little bit. Jericho in 4th. Sam Zio in 5th. Ben Watson in 6th. Kyle Susswald, one of those drivers that took 4 tires. I know for certain. Gets 7th. Same without taking Speens in 8th. With Bill Clinton Jr. the 3rd. McInerney truck with that 4 tire strategy gets 9th. And then Willem Ayers in 10th. And that was really fascinating. Emily Ewart-Watson gets a 14th place finish. Juan Garcia in 18th. Logan Williams fell back to 25th with that strategy call of, I would assume, he took 2 tires. And then all the way to the back of the field, Carson Miller started 29th, finished 29th. Nick Lopez started 6th, fell back all the way to 30th. And Cement Oscar up to 22nd, better than he was running. So McInerney, all 4 trucks did the 4 tire strategy, and it worked out very well for them. 3 of them inside the top 10. And I think if there's one thing that these drivers learn for next season when we come back to Nashville, Charlie, is take 4 tires, because 4 tires is the way to go. Rowe had the advantage on 2 tires with the gap, but clearly 4 versus 2 was way faster. And Rowe got lucky that this was 38 laps and not 40.
Yeah, well, very good race overall. It was fun to see the mid-pack duke it out. The 71-77, of course, drove away. But a lot to learn from this race. Like you said, next year these guys are definitely going to want to take 4 tires or lean towards 4 tires. You never know what could happen next year. The conditions could be way different. But, yeah, I think so far the trend in the season is these teams got to get the strategy ironed out, honestly, because as we get later on in the season, the more mistakes you make, the more they will hurt you and more the price you have to pay. So, once again, a fun race. Glad to be in the booth, but once again, another chaotic one when it comes to the strategy department. And these truck teams are having a handful so far this season when it comes to trying to figure out what to do in these races. Mechanical issues, the Pocono, I guess you could say fiasco, and then tonight here when it comes to taking 2 tires. So, yeah, it's been very, very chaotic so far in this one, but also very fun to watch. So, not fun for the team owners probably watching this, seeing their team take mistakes, but for viewers, it's fun to see it.
Absolutely, and that's the unique thing about Nashville. We don't have a lot of tracks that have a lot of tire fall, but we have that here at Nashville, and it's worked out pretty well so far, and that was a lot of fun. We gotta see how it all goes down next week at Indianapolis Raceway Park for the 8th race of the season. After next week, it will be halfway through season number 6, and it's wide open for this championship. But if these spotted trucks continue the dominating ones, then it could be one of them taking home the title. Thanks for Charlie for joining me up in the booth for the AutoZone 200. Next week we will be at Indianapolis Raceway Park, just north a little bit, at my home racetrack on the schedule for the Indy Race Parts 200. And based off of those twins so far, Jericho won at Oswego and won at Richmond. So really go 3 for 3 on this short track. We gotta wait and see. Congratulations to Alexander Rowe and Matthew Hubert and Spire Motorsports on their 4th win in the first 7 races. And we will see you guys next time at Indianapolis Raceway Park for race 8 on the season.